What's up, comic fans? Alright, it's time for that new comic book day haul plus review. So I'm gonna crack into these books. I got a few 50 centers, I got a few dollar books. We're gonna get into it right after this!
Spartans! What is your profession?
Welcome back. Alright, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, go ahead and throw me a thumbs up, comment down below, all that good stuff. Alright, so let's get into it. So these were some dollar finds. A while back I actually went to Maine, vacation, whatever, and I found these for $1 at a yard sale. Flea market, not yard sale. But, for $1, I thought they were worth it. Actually, I think it was like 6 for $5 or something like that, right? 1, 2, 3. No, I only have $5. Maybe got a 6. All right. Anyway, this is X-Men 188. That was $1. Batman: The Penguin Affairs, number 1 of 3. That was $1. Nothing here is like super spectacular, but we got Batman 500 Nightfall. That was $1. I'll take that for $1. We got Robin 3, the collector's edition. Ooh, that was $1. And then we got Justice League of America number 172. It's a nice ripped up bag, and that was $1. All right. So then I went and stopped at my LCS's warehouse where they have 50-cent books, and I picked up some 50-cent books. These are probably worth 50 cents a piece, but they're still fun to have, so I bought them. We have Super Deluxe Kirby Chrome trading card inside, Night Glider number 1. Alright, with that Jack Kirby insignia there, I guess you call it. And there's that Chrome card. That was 50 cents. And then we have the same thing, but Captain Glory. The Chrome card. 50 cents. We have Silver Star. And Silver Star had a couple of Chrome cards in there. And Bombast. And with the football season started, a lot of these guys look like they played football. Just saying. Alright, what else do we get? We got Last Witch number 1. There's some minor spec behind this. Could be a kid show, so pick that up, 50 cents. Hey, 50 cents, why not? We got Catwoman 28. Ron B wrote this one. This is The Strays, first appearance of The Strays. I think the first full appearance. And maybe the first cover appearance. Then we got Legends of Dark Knight number 1. There's a minor first appearance in this one. Some arms dealer or something, I think. 50 cents. And it's the first one of that volume. So, and then this was a 50-cent book, but this goes for like $20 on eBay. We got Lobo Unchained number 1. If Lobo ever comes out in the MCU, DC, if he comes out in the MCU, whoa, crossover. But if he comes out in the DC movie universe, DCU. Anyway, the DC Cinematic Universe, DCCU. Anyway, Lobo books could catch a premium. This $20 book. Take it for 50 cents. What? And now let's get into this week's books. We did our 50-cent books, our dollar books. Now we get to this week's books. All right, first off, we're going to start with Marauders number 6. And that's all I got. I read issues 1 through 3. I have not read 4, 5, and 6. I was not impressed with issues 1 through 3. Should have dropped it. I have not. I'll read 4, 5, and 6. And if the series makes a full 180, I'll stick with it. If not, I'll kick it to the curb. I loved the first arc, the first volume of this series, and this one they changed writers, and I'm just not in love with it. So we'll read it, we'll see what's happening. I think it's a Judgment Day tie-in, which is probably gonna make it worse because I haven't been reading, Axe Judgment Day, but we'll see. Alright, next up though for Marvel is one of my favorite series. This is Moon Knight. I was on issue 11 coming into this week, and I read 11 through 15. But in this book, Moon Knight gets his butt whooped by two assassins, Nimian and Grand Mao, and he basically says to himself, "I am a fist. A fist needs to know its target. I didn't have a target. I didn't know what I was swinging at." So he enlists his other personalities from his dissociative identity disorder, Jake Lockley and Stephen Grant, to help him figure out who these guys are, right? So Stephen's out there and he's hobnobbing with his connections. Stephen's like the money guy, he's the high class guy, and he's gonna figure out, who these guys are, and he does it in a way that's like, oh, we're making a film about villains. Can you research these guys and see what they're about? And then Jake's out there, and Jake's trying to get information on vampires and stuff. And Jake Lockley's like, not scruff, he's the lovable cab driver who, a little bit seedy, a little bit shady, hangs out in the dive bars. And so, Moon Knight's the fighter, and he's enlisting these other guys who are able to bring him the information he needs, so now he can keep doing his midnight mission and keep the ball rolling. And I really like that. I like this added personality now, or personalities or identities that Moon Knight's bringing to the table. He's like the Swiss Army knife of a person, He's got a different identity for a different situation, and I think it's fun. So Moon Knight, number 15, highly recommended. Alright, we're going to Image now. We got Spawn, $2.99. This book is really getting bad for Spawn, right? He's losing all his allies. He's pissing a lot of people off. Spawn, he's used to operating solo, and now he's got, these teams he's trying to work with, but it's like, I'm the guy. You guys can't handle it. I can handle it. He also doesn't want to put him in danger, but it seems more like that. It's not like he doesn't trust them. It's just he'd rather just be on his own. They're wasting his time. But part of it is Spawn just doesn't want to put him in danger because he thinks he can do the job better, and he has to just learn to rely on a team. I think that's where the book is going. I think Spawn is going to become a team player. If not, he's pissed off a lot of people. He's going to have heaven, hell, and his allies soon to be foes, against them. So it's awesome. Awesome cover. At least I think it's an awesome cover. And yeah, it's the writing has gotten better. It wasn't always the best writing in these books. Maybe somebody took a master class or something. I don't know. So writing, art, it's a good all-around book. It's only $2.99. Still, Spawn, still only $2.99. So if you're looking for like a little superhero, dark superhero comic to read, Spawn might be worth it. Not at the top of my list. Maybe in my top 10 comics coming out, maybe top 15, but it's towards the bottom. So it's like 10 or 15, you know what I mean? It's definitely not 1 through 7, maybe 1 through 8. But I'm not gonna drop it. It's enjoyable for what it is. Next up, we got That Texas Blood, number 17, Image Comics as well. Oh, I forgot to mention my comic shop. They lost the box of the comics coming to the shop, so I didn't get all my comics for this week. So my new comic pull is a little light. It is what it is. Next week, it'll probably be a little bigger because I'll have what I'm missing from this week, plus next week's books. All right. So what was I saying? That Texas Blood, number 17. You got the RQK Killer, the Red Queen Killer in this one, lopping off heads in a snowstorm. Meanwhile, you got Joe Bob, the sheriff, dealing with the election for a new sheriff, and a lot of people are blaming him for the death of the previous sheriff. We even get to see what happened. It's not really his fault. He's just putting a lot of pressure on themselves. But people, they're using the spin tactic, where people can spin certain things and spin it in a way that what you saw is not exactly what people are told or what people understood happened. Group mentality, mob mentality. I mean, we see a lot of that. Without going too much further into that, though, this is definitely a really good thriller of a book. It's not a superhero book, but That Texas Blood, this is the 3rd volume, and I really, really enjoy it because it's got character development, and it's just got that element of creepiness that you get with the villains in the book. And even though they're not superpowered villains, these villains are just bad enough, nasty enough that they give you the heebie-jeebies, and they're real enough. These are criminals that could exist in today's world. So that's the scary part about it. So that Texas Blood, number 17, definitely worth a read. All right, we're getting back into the superhero world with Flashpoint, number 5 of 6. And so this all stems, it's a really convoluted story, so you really got to start from the beginning. But it looks like it starts with Batman trying to save his dad. Raish kind of gives him some advice on saving the Thomas Wayne that he sees briefly appear during, some crisis or something with the Omniverse. Anyway, Thomas Wayne is a Batman in a different universe. And Bruce is trying to figure out a way to keep that guy around. Meanwhile, Thomas Wayne, who during the Flashpoint incident, finds out that it was Bruce who was supposed to survive, and then, they corrected it all, and then Thomas is gone. He's like, what am I doing back? Like, he realizes he shouldn't exist. And so he's on his end of the world where after Batman's trying to save him, where he's like, I have to revert it back and get Batman back as the Batman, get Bruce, save Bruce. Bruce must be dead, which is not the case. It's just 2 alternate universes right now. But Thomas doesn't realize that. And so Thomas is doing a bunch of stuff on his end to try to bring the Batman back. A lot of crazy stuff going on here. Plus, you've got a different Two-Face, you've got a different Joker. The Joker is part of the Wayne family. Two-Face is still a dent, but it's a different dent. Harvey had a son. That son is in this book. A lot of stuff. Clockwork Killer gets revealed. Whew. There's a lot of stuff happening in that book. Jeff Johns is writing it. Solid writing. I don't know if it's for everybody. It might be a little bit too aloof for everybody, but I like it. So, and I only got one more issue to go. I'm on 5 of 6, so there's no turning back now. That brings us to Batman number 127, all right? And we find out in this book that Batman created a alternate personality, or not even an alternate personality, a personality just devoid of Bruce Wayne. So it's just strictly Batman, and he has that Batman create a failsafe, which is, so if Batman were ever to become a villain or unattainable or did something that was outside of the scope of Batman, this failsafe robot would kick in and put down the Batman. So this all stems from when Batman had files or dossiers on the Justice League where he could stop the Justice League, if they ever, got mind controlled or whatever, or became villains. The funny thing is, this alternate Batman, with his Batman without the Bruce Wayne ego or id or whatever you want to call it, side of itself, then erases the way to stop failsafe. So basically, Batman brings this alternate personality into play. That alternate personality is like, I can't stop, failsafe because I forgot the stuff. Also, it's putting everybody in danger, right? He's like, whether we die or live, our mission is to stop failsafe. And Bruce is in the mental, and he's like, no, you're putting our team in danger, not just our team. And this ultimate Batman calls them soldiers. And he's like, no, that's my son, talking about Robin and all that. So it's a really interesting mind. I was going to use drop the F-bomb, but it's a mind game going on in there. So we're getting to delve into the psyche of the Batman, and we also have this unstoppable robot. At one point he kicks him and is like, maybe he has, I'm just paraphrasing, but maybe he, like most robots, it has weak, leg joints or whatever. He kicks it and he's like, nope, that's right, I built it. It does not have that weakness. So it's funny in some ways too, but very serious. Batman a couple of times in this, not just this issue, in the previous issue, has come really close to dying. I mean, we know the Batman can die, and sometimes he might die. He'll always come back. So you're not worried about that, but you're like, damn, Batman, you're gonna beat up that bad. Oof. Anyway, comic fans, that is my haul for the week. Alright, plus review. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully if you missed the book this week and I brought something up, you know, it'll pique your interest. Vice versa, maybe I can steer away from stuff like Marauders. I don't, you know, based on the first 3 issues. Now, I've missed half the series, but based on the first 3, kind of staying away from that. The cover's dope, but whatever. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go ahead and comment down below. Throw me a thumbs up, you know, all that good stuff. Do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna get ready for next week's comics. Peace! Feeling good. What's up? Bam! You didn't see that coming.